Pretend there's music.
Woo!
Because we still don't have any. Sorry.
Whoopsies. I'm Jess.
I'm Hannah.
And this is episode 3 of the Badly Annotated Readers Society. Welcome back. This episode is Who Are We? Featuring questionably relatable characters. Should we relate?
Should we?
But do we? Need a bit.
Do we? Yeah.
Yeah. So, first and foremost, we would like to add a little content warning here in regards to referencing mental health. We have not told each other our characters, but we do know that a few of them on both of our lists do relate. So if that's not something you want to hear about, feel free to skip this episode, wait for next week, take care of you, be gentle with yourself, all that good stuff.
Yeah, because we, for those who don't know us, are a couple of girlies in therapy.
Oh, yes.
First off, how are you doing? How's your week going? What's going on?
It's going well. Today is my Friday equivalent, so happy weekend. Pretty good week. How about you?
Here we go with the school again.
Ooh.
I had a midterm this week, and I'm pretty confident that I passed it.
Yay!
And in math, that's a win. So
We're so proud. I'm so
super proud of myself for that.
Wonderful.
Thank you. I tried some new things. I dealt with the anxiety using some new techniques.
Ooh.
That helped, really made a difference because I have really bad test anxiety. And yeah, it went well. And that was essentially like I blacked out.
Hey, but if you blacked out and you're still confident that you passed, what a win.
Yeah, I don't recall the last several days. I had this exam and then I came home yesterday and I just played Papa's Bakery on my computer while I listened to a podcast. And then today was just any old school day. So yeah, I'm doing good so far this week. Things are going pretty well. I'm really happy to be done with that exam. So
yay.
Yeah. Happy to be recording.
Yeah.
This is a super fun passion project for me. A good break in the week for sure.
Totally. So. Something to look forward to.
And it's also just an excuse to see you once a week. Because we've never really consistently seen each other.
No, not since we were literal children.
Yeah, not since we were literally in high school seeing each other every single day. Because it's, I don't know why we don't video call more, but we just don't.
Yeah.
We're busy. We have shit to do.
It's the object permanence.
Yeah.
It was on that test that I took earlier where it was just do you miss people when they're not right in front of you? And it's not really, to be honest.
No, I forget that.
Yeah, I care about you still, but I don't miss you. And it makes me sound like such a really bad person, but no, I'm just autistic and I have really bad object permanence. That's why stuff rots in my fridge. Oh, dude, if I could get a clear fridge so that I could see in there and actually see the food that I have, that would be a game changer.
That would be life-changing.
Life-changing. But yeah, am I mean or am I autistic? I'm autistic.
Yeah. Love a good RADS test.
Yeah.
Really learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah. Terrible object permanence. Anyway. Yeah, this has been lovely.
Yeah, it has been. Just to see you.
Yeah.
See your face.
Hear your voice.
Once a week.
Hear your laugh.
Yeah. Oh my god, no, stop. I am a cackler. And I can't control it.
Yeah, but I'm just a giggly bitch and together, unhinged.
See? No, what's the most embarrassing is when I'm in public and I end up just cackling at the top of my lungs and then people will look at me, people will straight up be like, what is that? And I'm like, oh my god. I get really embarrassed. Anyways, but I guess this is my podcast, so whatever. I'm a podcaster. If you don't like it, don't listen to the podcast.
Fully embracing the podcaster title.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, this is a safe space.
Perfect.
And if I'm going to make it a safe space for other people, it also has to be a safe space for me. So
Period.
I'm going to cackle.
Hell yeah.
And that's on period. On that note, let's get started.
Let's get
You
it.
go ahead with all of your characters, and then I'll do mine.
Woo.
You take your turn, I'll take my turn.
Sweet.
And then we'll crush it.
Reconvene. Love that. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
number 1 on my list is Samantha Mackey from Bunny by Mona Awad.
Love that name.
Yeah. As if I haven't referenced this book enough over the last 2 episodes.
It's fine.
I think it's made it into all 3 so far.
Really?
I think so. And I didn't realize that it made that big of an impact on me, but it must have because I've been yapping about it.
We love a good yap.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Samantha Mackey. I put her on my list because reading about her mental shift was insane. I wish I had a better word for the feeling off the top of my head, but through the book, you really read about her mental state as she's actively being brainwashed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. And it's by basically, you've seen Mean Girls?
Obviously. What kind of question
exactly.
is that? Have we ever met before?
Yeah, so it's basically you're being brainwashed by them, but
okay.
they're also kind of witchy.
Oh.
But then she sort of realizes that hey, what's going on is not okay. I don't really like being here, and I don't really want to be here. And I suppose that in itself was what sort of put her onto my list, because about 1.5 years ago, pretty much everything in my life shifted. New house, new partner, new job, everything changed 100%.
And you handled it like a badass, and we're so proud.
Oh.
You really girl bossed that shit.
Yeah, it was the time of my life. Honestly, all of it was for the better. But I definitely have that period of December 2022 as being the time of when my life sort of shifted and started really making steps towards who I want to be and what I want to do and who I want to have around me for that.
Glad I made the cut.
Yeah. You're the only one.
We all need one solid friend, okay?
Literally.
I'm honored.
You're the only one.
I'm honored.
So, yeah, altogether, her just kind of going, this isn't what I want. I don't want to be around this group. I want something different for myself was the big relatable aspect for her. And yeah, that's how she made my list.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like that is very indicative too of another aspect of who you are as a person, of just being very strong and courageous, because the amount of courage that it takes to intentionally look around and be oh, actually I'm not where I want to be, so let me do what I need to do and make steps in order to be where I want to be. And so yeah, that fits very well with what I know of you as a person as well.
Wow. Flattery gets you everywhere.
All right. Give me your next character.
So my next character is a little more topical. It's Bella Baxter from Poor Things by Alistair Gray. And why? Because at the end of the day, she just wants to cuddle.
That's what got you.
That's
that's me.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I just want to come home and get cuddled. Physical touch is one of my love languages.
Oh my god, me too. Me too, but I'm super single, so me too, but it's not happening for me right now.
Not to rub salt there.
No. I'm very happy for you. Very happy that you have Jared. Love Jared.
Oh yes, love him to bits. Oh. So, yeah, that was the primary reason that Bella Baxter is on my list, because she went through this huge, like she went traveling around Europe, having such crazy sex that she drove men insane. But at the end of the day, she just wanted a snuggle.
And that's what you relate to.
Yeah. She would have been happy with just a little snuggle, a buckle, and a ruggle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, have you driven men insane?
Who's to say? Go ask them.
You do seem to haunt them.
I've been told.
But you really just want a snuggle.
I just want a snuggle. So, yeah.
See, and now Jared is willing to provide the snuggles, and so you haven't haunted him.
Exactly. I haven't needed to haunt him. Every day I just get to come home to my best friend and get a snuggle. So I'm pretty satisfied. I don't need to drive him insane. This is the threat. If he stops snuggling, though, all bets are off.
Okay, noted. I will help you because I do support women's rights, and additionally I do support women's wrongs.
Hells yeah. My third character is quite literally a little boy.
Okay. We're really on a ride right now.
Yeah. His name is Jasper. And he is... Oh, what's the word? You have it. The colors.
Synesthesia?
Yes.
I am helping you remember things again.
Yeah, you are. Thank you. He has
You're
synesthesia.
welcome. Okay. Poor kid.
Can't wait to listen to me say that word in the headphones. Synesthesia.
You and your lisp.
Synesthesia.
That's gonna lose meaning for me in a second if we keep doing
Yeah, I get that when I write the same word too many times. The word stops looking real, and then I have to go back and double check that I spelled it right, even though I've been spelling it the exact same the entire time, and I was 100% confident when I started, but still gotta follow up.
Because suddenly it looks wrong for some reason.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so Jasper, he is in The Color of B. Larkham's Murder by Sarah J. Harris, which is a murder mystery in which Jasper's neighbor is killed, and he's convinced there's something wrong at the house, but no one else believes him.
Of course, because he's a kid.
Yeah. But there were so many moments during my reading of that book where Jasper, he'd be like, oh yeah, I saw that color over there, and so like that sound is what causes that color. So like obviously that sound came from there, and that sound is a bad sound. So like something must have happened because I saw the color.
I see how it relates now.
No one believes him.
Oh my god. That's so frustrating.
So I describe flavors as colors. For example, PG-13.
Okay.
I'll be asked what I think the flavor of like a joint will be like, and I'm like one of those fake wine tasters where I like swish the glass and I'm like, ho, 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 I know exactly what you mean by this, and I can tell you exactly what it tastes like. Notes of oak and whiskey. But no, once I'm asked what a joint tastes like, kind of tastes like a mix of navy and indigo. And a lot of the time I'm told that's not right, but the terpene charts say that I am right because the colored charts always match up in the flavors. So I have never been wrong with my color tastes. And that is why I relate to Jasper from The Color of B. Larkham's Murder.
Cool, because you also have synesthesia, but just
Mild.
with a different sense.
Yes.
Yeah, for me it's audio visual.
Yeah,
me.
mine is
Same as the kid.
taste to color.
That's odd.
Yeah, but I really like it, to be honest.
What color charts are you talking about?
Terpene charts. Let me show you. This is like my favorite thing. So it's got like the flavors,
Uh-huh.
and it matches it up to a color.
Uh-huh.
And this chart has made my opinion and Jared's opinion match every single time. Like, he'll say that something tastes like fruity or sweet, and I had said it tasted blue. And I was right.
So you're correct.
Yeah. And this chart backs me up.
So what you're saying is you're a wizard.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Glad we got to the bottom of that.
Yeah, thanks. So that is like my one little brain bending part where I'm like, fun fact, mildly synesthetic.
Is that a word? It is now.
If it's not, it should be.
I'll have to ask Graham. I love how, like, my friend Graham is really into linguistics, okay? And I could fully Google these grammar rules. I totally could. And instead I find myself pulling up on Discord being like, yo, should I use a comma here? Like, messaging Graham.
Have you asked him what the root word of pathetic is?
No. Well, I know what it is. It's pathos. I
It's
knew that.
pathet.
Oh my god. Coming in with those 10th grade inside jokes. I still cannot believe that. I looked at you and I said, what is the root word of pathetic?
Because it has an IC.
You didn't even hesitate. You turned and you looked me dead ass in the face and you said pathet.
Yeah, because you said it has an IC,
Jessica.
so it must have a root word. So I just took off the IC and I was like, pathet. Because I work with what is presented right in front of me. And that is it.
Yeah, but that's not how root words work.
Yeah, I've since learned that. Thank you.
No, but you were so confident.
You always got to enter everything with 100% confidence.
Oh my god. That explains so much about you, the fact that you believe that.
Really funny is that I am not that confident on the inside, but I will pretend I am.
And you look great doing it. You're literally
Fake
so
it
hot.
till you make it.
So you relate to the synesthetic kid.
Yeah, the child that no one took seriously. How sad.
Yeah, wait, can we unpack that? Is that
Can
the
we
reason why? Are you sure it's about the colors, Jess?
Well, I mean, you can leave that in.
I am. I don't need your permission. I'm the editor.
True. Okay. I am on number 4, which is Cleo from Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Malors. This is a beautiful book. Truly. I read it in a single weekend when we went to Sycamoose. So it's my weekend away book.
Oh, I love a good weekend away book.
It was so tasty. Yeah.
Yep, delicious.
Exactly. And so the reason that Cleo made my list was mostly because of the end of the book, where, like, the entire book, she's, like, deeply unhappy with herself in general. And she has to learn how to accept herself and take care of herself and learn what she deserves before she really finds that happiness that she's trying to get and thinks she gets it first, but like didn't really get. And she just really has to learn to just appreciate herself. And
sounds familiar.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, samesies. So,
oh my god, me too, girl.
you went to therapy? I went to therapy. No way.
The basis of a strong friendship, for real.
Yeah. She also, like, became an artist in, like, I want to say it was Greece at the end of the book, but don't quote me on the exact location because I don't remember. But I know that she was in this, like, gorgeous place painting and just, like, doing all of the wonderful shit. So I was really happy for her come the end of the book. She was just living her own perfect little life.
Yeah, it's always really gratifying to read about characters who are on the same journey that you're on and see their ending turn out well. Because it makes you feel like
It's comfy.
Yeah.
Like you're on the right path.
Oh my god, what a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Anywho, next, for a completely different reason.
All right.
Yeah,
Taking
we
it back.
are changing directions. So, number 5 is Scarlet from They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. Because who doesn't want to make men face the consequences of their own actions?
Oh my god, period.
Right? She actually does it.
Okay, we do not condone violence against men. Let's preface this. We do not
No.
condone violence against men. Unless it's in self-defense, then make that fucker pay.
Yeah, this is fictional violence. It's just the principle of it that I just...
The feminine rage.
This book gave me some very strong feminine rage, especially
Nice.
because she ends up marrying a woman and then they end up hunting men together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, couples that murder together stay together, I guess.
Exactly. Talk about women living their best freaking lives.
Okay. Maybe I don't. Okay, wait. I said I support women's wrongs, maybe not those wrongs.
I support these wrongs, though. So, you got one of us.
I'm out here, like, trying to convince everyone that we're not out to kill people, and you're like, oh no.
No. We might be.
No, we're not. What's so great about, I love things like media that bring out the feminine rage, because sometimes I feel the feminine rage, but I don't feel a way to express it, or like I'm not feeling it. And then I read something like that, or I see a movie or I see a show or whatever that has like feminine rage, and I'm like, oh yes, that feels so good.
See, I have the experience where it's like I have it in there, but I don't know how to straight up identify with it. And so reading something like that, I was just like, yeah, that one, get him, tell him, do it. And so it just really lets me embrace that.
It let you unleash your inner feral forest woman.
It did.
Nice.
And
nice.
So Scarlet, she made it. She made it on the list.
Nice.
Yeah, it was therapeutic.
Great.
Yeah. And lastly, I have number 6, which is Janlena from Mood Swings by Frankie Barnett. First off, weird name, because the character was named after 3 of her grandmothers put together.
Why?
Because she had weird parents.
Are you talking about the character or the author naming the character that?
That's like the character's backstory for having been named this, is the character's parents are weird. And so they tried to honor 3 grandmothers by naming her Janlena. Because I think it was like Jennifer, Arlene, and Anna or something like that.
I thought you were saying the name was like first name Jen, last name Lena.
No, Jenlena is her first name.
Janlena.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
It was kind of a pain to read that the entire book, I won't lie. But we stuck it out. And now she's on my list. So.
Nice. Want to tell us why?
Yeah, I do. It is because of one single sentence in the entire book.
Great.
Yeah.
I love the way you relate to characters.
It's not good. I honestly have a really hard time relating to characters. Like, when I'm reading, my brain does not go, oh, they really like this, and I really like this, so we're similar. My brain goes, they like this because of this, and I like this because of that. And those are different things. And so I never, like, just automatically feel a straight up connection with the characters that I'm reading. Like this, the homework for this episode took so long. And half of them are just topical. Very surface level reasons, admittedly. But it took so much work to find them. And so the sentence in the book about Janlena is, Sometimes she ran out of her personality. I believe my annotation under that was, well, this screams derealization, which is definitely something that I feel myself. So that was one of the few times where I'm like, yo, me fucking too, girl. Because, yeah, trying to self-reflect and then put myself into like, okay, what characters are similar to me in that way was so, so hard. And I actually finished that book this week and just happened upon that sentence while I was struggling to come up with this list of characters and just went, whoa, that's going in there.
Yeah, that was kind of perfect timing.
Yeah, it was very serendipitous in that way, which honestly, wonderful because it really filled out my list a little bit. Thank goodness. Because I was panicking, but that's okay because we made it. We're here.
Cool. I feel like all of those answers are very you, and that's so cool because they were all different.
Yeah.
And yet they all suit you so well.
Oh, I put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, you did it. Success.
Yay.
now you can stop with the introspection and the identity crisis.
Yeah, thank God, because it was getting rocky. You did a math midterm. I just reflected on myself for a week.
I'm sorry I asked you to do that.
That's okay. It's over now. We're good. We made it.
I woke up this morning to video messages from you about your identity crisis.
Yeah.
Like, it's too early for this.
I just started vlogging and I was like, yo, there's no one around to listen to this right now and I gotta get it out.
No, honestly, like the content aside, and the vlogging, appreciated it. If you could send me vlogs anytime, it was great.
I love treating my DMs like a vlog. Okay. I will send videos to my friends explaining what just happened because I just don't want to type it because, you know, descriptive purposes, you got to give it the razzle dazzle.
I love your vlogs, personally.
Yeah, they're the best. They're very fun.
But no, I woke up and I rolled over and I saw like so many notifications and I'm like, what is happening? And then I started playing the videos and I'm like half asleep. My eyes are like squinty. I'm like looking at my phone.
And it's me like being like, who am I?
Yeah, I watched them all and I just looked at it and went, and I was confused because at first I thought we were on the phone. And so I watched them all and then I just sat there for a second and I went, okay.
That is exactly what I would expect you to do.
Like, I'm here to help, but I don't know how. It's the first thing in the morning. I don't know.
Yeah, but like, if you just if I'm just ranting, if you just let me talk for long enough, I'll like circle back and I'll be fine again.
For me, if I talk long enough, I'll sort it out myself.
Yeah, right? And like, I'll just like talk myself down from it eventually. And I'll just be like, yeah, and now we're good. Like, I think the last message that I sent you was like, but also my tummy hurts, so it could just be that.
Cool. Okay, well, that was a roller coaster. I feel like those are all great answers. And yeah, they all suit you and yet are not at all the same. Not at all connected, no.
Nope, not even
we
a
love
little
a complex and dynamic girly.
Yeah. Random 12-year-old boy in there.
A child that no one takes seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Mine are much less interesting. They're much less they're not as different from each other, and they all sort of like they all line up kinda. I didn't really go in a particular order. I just sort of wrote them down as I thought about them. It took me 5 minutes.
Whoa.
Because
unimaginable speed.
Well, because first of all, I can say that I know who I am pretty strongly. I've always
you also
sort of had
think
that.
About perspectives all of the time.
I do, because part of my brand of neurodivergence is that I can put myself in someone else's shoes, but I can't imagine them in their shoes. So like I can imagine me in their situation, me being who I am with all of the experiences that I've had, knowing what I know, but I can't imagine someone else in their situation from their perspective. I just can't do it. And sometimes, at least when I was younger, I'd run into issues with that because I can't relate to other people, and I had a hard time being sympathetic or being like having compassion, or not even having compassion. Like I was never not sympathetic actively, but like I never understood others in the way that I feel like a lot of people can. And so with reading, I'm always very interested in the characters. Like if I read a book that was entirely character relations and character introspection and how they interact with each other and all of that, and no plot, I would be content. Like I'm so fascinated by anything I can get my hands on that is from a perspective that's not my own. Because if I can't identify with a character, I just sort of add it to my repertoire of perspectives that I've learned about that help me fill that sort of gap in my ability to understand other people's perspectives.
It makes you sound like such a SJW.
A what?
Social justice warrior.
Oh, I mean, I suppose
in like
so.
A cute little girly pop booksy way, you know?
Well, I like to consume stories about things that are not like me. Because if I read everything that's like me all the time, that's boring. That's so boring. Like, okay, fine, like fun, I guess. Like I can identify with this, but like I don't expand anything, or I don't learn anything from that. I don't get anything from that.
And then you still identify with the characters that aren't like you. That's so hard.
I do.
Wow. I admire that.
I have 6 characters. 2 of them are men that I like identify with. Because for me, it's less about physical attributes or things like that, like gender or whatever, and more about like personality traits that I identify with.
I don't think any of mine were about gender or anything specifically either, except for the synesthesia.
Yeah, but like, because like women tend to identify with other women, like
yeah,
things like that.
That makes sense.
For me, it's less about that and more about like personality and experience than anything else.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm real open-minded.
I like it.
So I enjoy diverse reading, but I have in my time come across quite a few characters that I've like really solidly identified with, mainly because of their experience or something like that. So yeah, that was really long-winded. Sorry. So my first character that I identify with is Aelin Galathynius.
Can you spell that?
Yeah. The first name is Aelin, last name Galathynius.
Okay. Sorry, I know that all of your fantasy books have such strange spellings. And I am so intrigued.
Oh, just wait, because the next character is also from that series.
What series are they from? Tell me about the book.
Yeah, it's Aelin Galathynius from Throne of Glass.
I should have known.
Yeah, except we don't really meet her until later in the series. So I identify with her because of my grandma used to call it stick-to-itiveness. Where there's just sort of this relentless sense of sticking to what you believe in and whatever it is that you're doing, and being resilient and being, like just carrying on in the face of adversity and just continuing with nothing besides your own courage and determination to do so.
Well, if that ain't you.
Yeah, I am generally of the belief that if the sun came up today, it's probably manageable. Like if the sun didn't come up, we'd have about 30 days before the whole planet would die. That's a real problem. Anything short of that for me on a personal level on a personal level is probably manageable. I was fully born with the how hard could it be gene.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I relate to her strongly on just, you know what, you gotta do what you gotta do. And like there's one line in, I think it's the second to last book. Hey there, Editing Hannah here yet again to inform you that someone on this podcast is about to spoil something with no warning. My sincerest apologies. I swear after some more time having a podcast, there will come a day where we will learn, but today is not that day. So if you don't want to know about the scene in Throne of Glass that I'm about to talk about, please skip ahead like 10 to 15 seconds and you should be good. Again, my apologies. Where she's been captured and she's locked in this iron coffin and like basically like is being tortured, and it's gruesome. She's laying in this thing just thinking to herself, you do not yield.
That is metal.
She's metal. So that line, especially like when I got to that in the book, it just spoke to me. And so I identify with her for that.
Yo, I got like a gut feeling when you said that. So
yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you do not yield. I don't know. I admire that. I identify with that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
So that's her. She's way stronger than me.
And say that is a strong start.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. She's way stronger than me. But that whole like you do not yield part of her branding, identify with that
principle
strongly.
of it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's the first one. Moving quickly into the next character because he's also from that series. Chaol Westfall.
Spelling?
Chaol. Chaol. Like chaos but with an L on the end instead of an
Chaol.
S. It's stupid. A lot of people online call him Chol, and I think that's really funny. I identify with him specifically for his journey in Tower of Dawn, because this is going to get a little spoilery, but he basically, I read it at a time in my life where I was dealing really hard with some PTSD, a lot of anxiety, a lot of that kind of a thing, where I felt like my mind had been hijacked from me. And previously, my mind and the way my mind worked was such a cornerstone of my identity. And so to lose that was really devastating at the time. And at this time, I happened to be reading Throne of Glass, and I got to the book Tower of Dawn in the series where we follow Chaol. And Chaol is this captain of the guard who has spent his entire life honing his body into a weapon, essentially becoming this unstoppable soldier. And that's who he is, and that's his identity, and that's what he prides himself on and everything he's ever worked for. And previous to this book, like the book previous in the series, he is paralyzed from the waist down. And so Tower of Dawn, a big portion of that is him just having lost who he is and like the thing that he defines himself by, which is like the ability for him to be able to use his body and be this weapon. And so he's just like, it's sort of about the grief that comes with that kind of a change. And I found that really therapeutic at the time. And obviously like a physical paralyzation, very different. I have no idea what that kind of a disability is like. I cannot presume to know. But for me, what I identified with was the grief of losing something, like not being able to do things that you used to be able to do and losing something that was like integral to your identity. And
wow,
watching his journey was very healing for me, because it felt like, okay, well, if he as this soldier can get through that, then I'm sure that I can deal with I can deal with this process as well. Wow. With like my mental health.
That is, you got me in my feels now.
Hold on, I have to. That was a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I am so proud of you for how far you have come in owning your own experiences. Wow.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. It's honestly the therapy. Shout out Rena.
Polite applause.
Yeah. Just that's like what I meant when I was saying earlier about like when you're on a certain like mental journey, like reading about a character who's also going on that journey and having a positive experience with it is really healing and helpful. True. So that's why I identified with Kale. And before that book, I didn't like him. Like, I didn't like him at all. He sucked. He was like my least favorite character. And then I read that book at that time that I read that book. And like now he just has a special place in my heart. So
wow.
Yeah, so that's them from Throne of Glass, and I'm going to stop talking about Throne of Glass now, because I think that one has made it into every episode for me.
I think so. That made me, like, listening to that, I felt it, like, in my chest, because I was like, wow, there was a time where she wasn't even comfortable talking to me about it. And now she's talking about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
And that, like, made me want to cry a little bit, because I was like,
oh my God. Proud dad moment.
Yeah. Like, oh. Like, whoa. This is so big. It's like watching a dog who is afraid of the stairs go down the stairs comfortably. I was like, oh my God. True story. His name is Richard. He's a miniature wiener dog, and he was afraid of the stairs, but I saw him go down the stairs last week for the very first time. And I wanted to cry.
Oh my God. So cute.
I'm so proud. Yeah, I like to call him Dick the Ween.
Did they name him that on purpose?
I'm not sure, because
There's no way they didn't. He's a wiener dog and they named him Richard.
I've been a little afraid to ask them because I'm afraid of them judging me. But I like to believe that they did it on purpose. I just let myself believe it as a little treat for me. I don't want to know if I'm wrong, to be honest.
No, we're just gonna believe that. That's our truth.
I've been calling him that since day one.
Dick the Ween.
Dick the Ween. I love him to bits.
Yeah, I am very open and honest, just generally in my life, and so I'll be real with you about like my journey here. Also because I feel like if there's even a slight chance that me sharing what I dealt with is helpful to someone, I'll share it. No problem.
I love that.
My third character is Nox Draven from the Bonds That Tie series by Jay Bree. It's a paranormal romance fantasy series. That's like a fun palate cleanser read for me. I read the whole series twice. The whole series is like 3,600 pages long. The first time I read it, I finished it in 2 weeks.
That's your coffee beans.
Well, because it's written in very plain language, and so it's just quick to get through.
Yeah. That's
and
nice
it's like soap opera level drama. So like it's like a page turner. It's in plain language, and I love the drama. So I'm just like flipping through real fast. And
that's hilarious.
Yeah, I love it. It's one of those it's one of those fairy smut flavored books. Like it's a paranormal romance. Monster smut, essentially. But well, no, not monsters, because they're not monsters. They're human people. They just have powers. Anyways, Nox Draven. He is a professor, and he sort of has this. He's deeply traumatized. He just needs a hug, but he won't let you give him a hug, and I relate to that so hard. I'm an avoidant attachment style type person for sure, and I related to him by the end of the series. This is another one where I hated him in the beginning, and then I ended up relating to him, where he
enemies to lovers.
Yeah. Him and his love interest. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. He is very introverted, would rather be at home reading books, like would rather not talk to anyone ever. If he could run away into the woods and never see anyone again, he would be content. And he's deeply traumatized. So me, basically.
Yeah.
And he also has like a healing journey because he was in like an abusive situation when he was a kid. I was not. That's not what I relate to be clear. But he goes on this journey of like self-discovery and learning to trust people and learning to let people in and learning to not antagonize everyone close to you. And that's a roller coaster that I've been on. So I don't know, I just relate to that. And there's something about the damaged ones, you know, there's something about that where I'm just like, oh well, if he can have a happy ending, maybe there's hope for me. And so yeah, I identify with him, and that like similar to the Kale situation of like he's just going through this journey of self-discovery, learning to trust, learning to love. That's a big one. So yeah, I relate to him on that. I actually might reread that series. I think I need that right now. But
do a little flip through.
Yeah, it's a really quick read. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so it's
hell
free.
yeah,
Girl math.
We love Kindle Unlimited around here.
Yeah, we do.
$12 a month. Oh
fans.
yeah.
Yeah, and also I did the math and realized that if I read 3,600 pages a month, I actually cost Amazon money.
Exactly. I would like to do a Kindle reading challenge one month where we just have to hit 3,600 pages read on Kindle. Doesn't matter what books, doesn't matter if you go over that, but you just have to cost Amazon money. That's the whole challenge.
I've been wanting to do like a weekend getaway where I just take a stack of books and go sit in like a hotel or a cabin or something and just read.
Let's like meet halfway.
This is where I was going with this, is that you're in Calgary, I'm in Surrey. Let's just find a halfway point, find somewhere to stay, and let's just take some books. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And because it's not like it has to be a nice destination. We're just going to sit and read the whole time. So
as long as there's 2 comfy armchairs or at least a fire pit, we'll be fine. Yeah. Maybe a hot tub.
Definitely a hot tub. For sure. I've been wanting to do a 24-hour readathon as well.
Yo, I actually know an Airbnb in Golden, BC that has 2 bedrooms and a hot tub.
So we're going, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to save up. We'll have to budget. We'll talk about it. Because I would actually love to do that. Like
that'd be so fun.
Let's just do it. Girls trip.
Yeah.
Girls trip, but we do absolutely nothing but read.
Dream.
Oh my god, and the hot tub. Ugh. Yeah. My phone's waterproof too, so I could have the Kindle app on my phone. We could read in the hot tub.
I'll just be really careful.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Anyways.
Anywho.
Nice. It's a plan. It's a date. So my next one is Trixie from... Oh god, what's the first one called? The Cock Down the Block. That's what it is. By Amy Howard. Because...
Go Amy.
Yeah, it's a series. It's the Cocky Kingman series. So basically it's like a series of interconnected standalones where there's 7 brothers in this family, and so each book is a different brother's love story with like their love interest. Anyways, it's mainly about like plus size representation. The first one is the Cock Down the Block, the second one is the Wiener Down the Way, and the third one is the Pussy Next Door. And
just say nice.
Because they're told from the men's perspective.
Oh.
Which is interesting. They're actually quite good.
Okay.
And the titles are about the pets owned by their love interests. So the first one, the Cock Down the Block, she has a pet rooster.
Okay, tell me about the Wiener Down the Way.
The Wiener Down the Way is a wiener dog.
Yes, I knew it.
Yeah. And then the Pussy Next Door, she has a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love this series so much. And I identify strongly with Trixie because she is all about body positivity and sex positivity and just being unabashedly who you are and doing what you want to do and owning whatever you're going to do regardless of what other people are going to think about it. And it was also the first book I read, because like I'm not like plus size, I'm upper mid size, I'm, you know, but it was the first time that I saw a romance depict a woman who was not stick thin as the love interest. And I found that, again, very healing to read, because that's something that I've struggled with, of like my own body image and my own like romantic experiences and things like that. And so like to read a romance about someone who looks like me and is closer to my size, having that love story and having that happily ever after, and being confident in her body was so life-changing for me at the time that I read it. And so I don't know, I identified with her because she is what I wanted to be at the time. Oh. And I feel like I'm in that place now of being like, I'm confident and I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I'm like happy to like just be myself and not worry about what other people are going to think, because people are constantly judging you anyways, and there's nothing you can do about it. So live your life.
I love it.
Yeah. So
you
I identify with
like
Trixie
the
for
best
that.
curves. So own it.
Thank you.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am now.
We love
Turns
that.
out I'm a skirts person. So yeah. So that's Trixie. And she has a pet rooster named Luke Skycocker.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. These books are great. You can tell that Amy Howard is just out here having a good time.
Honestly. Truly.
The second book in the series, the dedication is for all the girls who never went skinny dipping because you weren't skinny. You can go chunky Duncan with me and the Kingman boys any day.
I feel like I've read that dedication somewhere.
I texted it to you when I saw it because it was
that
like,
makes sense.
Oh my god, it struck me in the damn chest. I loved that.
Chunky Duncan.
I don't know. Yeah, I found that relatable, and I
love it.
Enjoyed it, and it was the first time that I felt represented in a romance novel. So,
perfect. That's what we all want.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. And then in a similar vein of being whoever you want to be, regardless of what other people are going to think about it, my next character is Gertie Hebert, who is a very old lady in a cozy mystery series that I read. She is entirely unhinged because she's a grown woman with big girl money, and she just... like everything, she's clumsy and she's loud and out there and just living her life and doing her thing. And you always have to be afraid of Gertie's purse because there's probably some kind of dynamite or fireworks or something in it. And she's always getting up to something. Like, this woman is the most misbehaved character I've ever encountered, and she's just so unhinged. Like, she's the epitome of exercising free will.
Go Gertie.
I love Gertie. She's like one of my favorite characters that I've ever encountered in any piece of media. And I feel like I have that same energy. Like, Gertie is what I'm probably going to be when I grow old.
Honestly, I can see it.
Yeah. So, I just love her energy, and I think she's great, and I want to be her when I grow up.
You're the type of person to steal cool cutlery from a restaurant.
Yeah, doing victimless crimes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gertie, in the shenanigans of the people solving the mysteries and the cozy mysteries, always the distraction. For example, they'll be like, Gertie, we need a distraction. She's like on it, goes and blows up a dumpster.
We love an assigned red herring. Yeah.
And then the other two will look at her being like, Gertie, don't blow things up. And she's like, you wanted a distraction? There's your distraction. They all look pretty distracted to me. And like,
fair enough.
Same. Me too, Gertie.
Yeah.
That logic, just that like she just does everything
very literal.
Yeah. She does everything the most unhinged way possible. Like, she just like, Yeah. She never understands the assignment, and actually she's rewriting the assignment to whatever she wants it to be.
Too big, Winston, too big.
Yeah. So she's just like really fun and unhinged, and I feel like that's the kind of old lady I'll be. So
yeah,
that's her. And then the last character I have is Fiona Finnegan from The Tea Rose. And that's
The Tea Rose by who?
By Jennifer Donnelly. I talked about it last episode. That's the one that's about this, like, the story of the life of Fiona from when she's like this young girl working in a tea factory to her whole villain revenge era arc to becoming like the top tea conglomerate in the world, just to spite one man who ruined her life.
Fair.
Yeah. I relate to her similarly to the way I relate to Aelin because of that, like, resilience in the face of adversity and taking back what is yours and fighting for what you believe in and all of that. Except she's different from Aelin in the sense that Fiona retains her softness throughout that whole process. Like, she doesn't become hardened by life. She doesn't become bitter or jaded or cynical. This man ruins her life, and she just very calmly and quietly goes about ruining his. And she still, throughout that whole process, retains her softness, retains her capacity for joy, her capacity for kindness, her capacity for compassion, in spite of the way the world completely fucked her over. And that's something that I try to practice, because retaining my softness and my, like, quote unquote femininity in that way is like my favorite act of rebellion. As much as a lot of different people and situations in my life, as much as the world has tried to, like, you know, make me bitter, didn't work. I still have joy. Take that, world.
Hit him where it hurts.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm happy in spite of you. Haha.
Got him.
I identify with her on that, because I feel like often you see like the badass FMC archetype of this woman being like so strong that she's nothing else, or she loses things that were integral to her identity, and being strong becomes her whole personality. And I feel like in a lot of ways that does a disservice to strong women in reality, because you don't have to be bitter and cynical and without romance and whimsy in order to be strong. You can be feminine and strong. You can wear a cute little skirt and be a badass.
Yeah. Tell them. Louder for the people in the back.
Yeah. And I feel like she embodies that really well. So that's my last one.
I love that so much. Oh, beautiful.
Those are my characters.
Perfect. Yeah, I feel like this episode was almost even deeper of a get to know us than our previous one.
Yeah.
In a much more, here's the way the inside of my brain works sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We definitely got a little more personal with it. I feel like we've just both learned a lot about each other, and everyone else has learned a lot about us.
Exactly.
Any final thoughts? Any closing remarks?
Oh, closing remarks. How about I am on book 35 of my 35 book goal
oh my
for the
god,
year.
yeah! You did it! You reached your goal.
Well,
exciting.
I'm about to. I'm on book 35.
Okay,
I've not finished it yet,
Nice.
but I will be finishing it within the next week because I need to finish it for episode 5 recording. So,
Right.
There we go. Nearly there.
Cool. Very exciting.
Yay.
I made it to 95% through the 49th book today out of my 50 book goal. So
look at us.
Oh my god, look at us, for real. We're such a
Wow.
powerhouse.
Oh, yeah.
We really knock out these projects. Like,
seriously.
cool. Well, this has been great.
Best regards.
Best
Warmest regards. Best wishes. Cheers.
Sincerely, Jess and Hannah.